I now give the floor to the representative of Angola.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the Security Council, allow me to begin by congratulating the Republic of Sierra Leone for assuming the presidency of the Security Council and for convening this timely debate. The presence of His Excellency Timothy Musa Kaba, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, is a testimony of the importance the country attached to this important topic. We thank the Secretary General for submitting his report and all briefers for their meaningful contribution. Mr. President, Angola remains very concerned with the level of illicit trade in small arms and light weapons and the significant challenge it represents to achieving sustainable peace and security in many parts of the world. As the Secretary General report stated, uncontrolled spread, illicit transfer, and misuse of small arms and light weapons continue to fuel violence and exacerbate regional instability, crime, and terrorism. Women, children, and young people are disproportionately affected by armed violence linked to the proliferation of small arms and light weapons due to the expansion of terrorism and violent extremism, and increased human rights violation and gender-based violence. These various dimensions of the problem require a multifaceted approach to strengthen national and regional legislation, criminal justice chain responses, and comprehensive and integrated border security management strategies to respond to the nexus between terrorism and transnational organized crime. Mr. President, Angola lived through a long period of armed conflict which ended in 2002. Since then, addressing the challenge of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons has been one of the main priorities of the government. We have successfully implemented the civilian population disarmament program aimed at collecting, stockpiling, destroying, and safeguarding all unlawfully possessed small arms and light weapons. In addition, the government has also strengthened national legislation. The new African Penal Code carries prison sentences of up to 12 years for illegal manufacturing, trafficking, possession, and alteration of small weapons and ammunition. Mr. President, in Africa, uncontrolled proliferation of conventional weapons, especially small arms and light weapons, continues fueling internal conflicts, fostering terrorism and organized crime, and destabilizing national and regional peace and reconstruction efforts. The African Union has been actively addressing the illicit trade in small arms and light weapons through initiatives like its Silencing the Guns agenda, which aims to end conflicts in Africa. However, tackling this phenomenon requires strong international and regional cooperation and an integrated approach to address its root causes, promote education for peace, and a culture of tolerance, especially among youth. Moreover, it calls for stricter compliance with obligations set out in the Arms Trade Treaty, which aims to establish common standards for the transfer of conventional arms to prevent diversion into illicit market. Mr. President, Angola encouraged the Security Council to set up its efforts to address the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, including through effective control of illicit transfers and technical assessment of weapons and ammunition management. We reaffirm our commitment to contributing to the collective efforts to tackle these challenges as outlined in the Pact for the Future, which recognize the critical role of addressing the risk associated with the illicit trade in small arms and light weapons in national prevention efforts as key to building and sustaining peace. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Angola for the statement.